Oh, I think I'm on. Hey, hi everybody. Well, I don't see anybody logged on yet, but for recording purposes, let me just check to make sure everything's working and everything. Well, Melissa's on, and people are getting logged in. Hey, this is Friday, January 22nd. My name is Michael Fisk. This is our Tri-State Live on Facebook. Despite Riley's best efforts, I'm trying to get that name going, Tri-State Live on Facebook, but nobody else really seems to be adopting that with me. Um, as people are getting logged on, I'll just take a quick, minute to, go through our safety, message. Of course, if you're driving, please don't watch this. This will be recorded and posted here on Facebook as well as our YouTube channel. So yeah, please be safe. Speaking of YouTube, we're going to be posting more of some new videos we created. You probably have heard, John Wilbur and Vonda in particular on some Sirius XM, advertising, that we have out there. But then John, spent some time in studio and we have some, nifty videos that we'll be distributing as well. So keep your eye out for that. So okay, well, we'll go ahead and kind of get started as people get logged in here. We're in winter, so for those of you in the winter environments, be careful. Wouldn't want to trade places with you. In there driving in tough conditions. It's not easy, and we appreciate your work and efforts in that. As a professional, just be careful. You're more important, than the freight and equipment is. So don't put yourself at risk. And then, if you stay safe, then obviously our equipment and freight is safe. Same with going with any concerns about protests and riots. They continue to be out there. Thankfully we didn't have issues in DC as some feared, but there are other parts in Portland in particular I know that having those challenges. So be careful, please. Um, I do want to start out with something before I get into the main stuff. We have a team in orientation, and they're great drivers. And we asked them, how did you hear about us? How did you see us? How did you know about the company? And they responded that they think it was December 19th. They were in Sacramento at the 49er truck stop. They were driving for a different company, and they saw two of our drivers in our trucks. They said they were dancing and just having a really good time, and they seemed really happy. And so they took the effort to take down our name and jump online and find out who what company those drivers drove for, and but they don't have a name. They didn't have a truck number or anything like that. I mean, I think that's fabulous. And if I somehow could tell for sure who those two of our drivers were at the 49er, that they saw, I'd love to give you the referral bonus for that. I mean, it is difficult to tell and ascertain, and they're not even certain there's the date. But the point is that thank you to all of you, and thank you for being professionals, and thank you for having great spirits and great attitudes. Hopefully we strive to be a company where it's not difficult to be happy working at. And so to those drivers, I mean, you've helped the company help us find some pretty cool drivers, and just by being and so we are examples, and we are visible and we are seen, and that comes out in many different ways. So I just wanted to share that with you, and if there's some way that we can figure out who exactly that was, and like I said, I'm happy to give the referral bonus for that. Speaking of the referral bonus, I mean, that happens. So just get the driver name and number, send it to me, send it to the recruiter that you know, we'll take care of everything else, and you'll get the referral bonus for it. There. I just kind of want to say some hi to people. I know, Melissa, hi, Pink Camo, Daniel, Ginger, hi. Riley, how are you, Riley? David from Tennessee. Teresa, yeah, I'm sorry. To Riley, they were Kelsey's, who is our new recruiter in Joplin, team, there. So, um, and Teresa says we think it might be Kai or Kendall Rowe. So Kai or Kendall, if you're watching, let's try to figure that out. So anyway, okay, job opportunities. We have on occasion opportunities, for local driving and office driving. Now, the challenge with these, I get have conversations with our over the road driver. Says, hey, you know what? I'd be interested in local driving. I'd be interested in coming to the office. And my response, somewhat tongue in cheek, but it's serious, is, well, when you're ready to take a pay cut, let me know. I mean, it's our drivers. We're going to have company drivers. It's going to make over 100,000, in 2020. I'm running those reports now. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know how to turn that off here. Sorry about that. I got different things ringing here. Anyway, it's our over the road drivers, by and large, are our best paid employees, the company, and rightfully so. I mean, it's our office personnel. We're grateful for them. They do great work. I mean, it's they're hugely valuable, of course. But we have the luxury of sleeping on our own beds every night. You do not. We have the luxury of having a generally an 8 to 5 type schedule. You two do not. And so, the requirements, for drivers are different than requirements for office. And the marketplace says, hey, if you want that type of, skill and attributes, you have to be willing to pay for it, and we are, there. So, but when our drivers reach a point and say, listen, life on the road is just getting too much, type of thing, and I need to look at, a plan B, for life, let us know, please. Okay, I mean, but just know that it is generally a loss of income. Now, I get the same, it's a sort of response. I get office services. Wow, we're getting, our owner operators make a lot of money. We're doing this bonus program and this incentive, for company drivers. I mean, how do I get some of that? And my response is, go get a CDL. I mean, it's if you're willing to do the things that our drivers are willing to do, then we're happy to pay you the money, there. I'm sharing this as we are looking for local drivers at various places. If you're interested in relocating in particular, let me know. Okay, but it's not going to pay as well, as our over the road drivers who make those kind of sacrifices, will get paid. But we do have those opportunities. We also have opportunities in our dromedary fleet. So if you've ever been interested in the drom fleet, let me know that as well. That is a separate entity within the Roadmaster Group. There's some pros and cons to it. I mean, it's constant attendance. Is one of the cons. To it. One of the pros to the dromedary fleet is that they don't really do the has waste. Type of thing. So it's a different experience. But if you're interested in local driving opportunities or the drum fleet opportunities, reach out to myself or Teresa Porter or Jeanette Denton. Okay, and we can kind of explain what situations, environments that we have at any given time there. So any questions or comments about that? Please let me know. Daveline, hi, how are you? Eugene, Declan, hi from Ohio. There, I think it's I have family in Ohio. I think it's getting cold there. So winter weather, driving conditions, be aware of that. Fuel additives. I think we sent out a thing a couple of months ago, as the weather started turning, about fuel additives and guidelines. If you have any questions about that, please let us know there. We'll probably get Frank or somebody, to share, some information about that. Once again, generally, you don't have to worry about adding, those additives that are generally pre-mixed in. But if you are going from, as far southern, warm weather, straight to, cold weather, that is something that you may want to be aware of, there. Okay. Um, okay. So the next piece I want to talk about is it's not necessarily social media, but it does help our social media. But one of my initiatives, for 2021 is I want to figure out how to, where so many trucking companies, and I think what's one of the flaws in the trucking company is there is a different social class between drivers and office, personnel. And with COVID, we've had to shut down, the Joplin office. The Phoenix office has never been particularly easy, to access, for drivers. And we had plans to change that, but again, COVID affected, those kind of things as well. But I hope that you feel that we bridge the gap that typically exists between and most companies in the industry between drivers and office personnel. In that, please share with us news. Send to Riley, send to myself. I mean, it's we want to know things about what's going on with you guys. I mean, I know there's weddings going on that we don't know about. I mean, it's both amongst the drivers, but amongst your kids, amongst with grandparents being born. Send us those news and send us those informations. It just helps us get to know you better. I mean, but it's not just those things we want to know about. When you buy a cool new car, take a picture, send it to us. I mean, that's a cool thing to share, type of thing. If you take a vacation, type of thing. But we also want to know when you're struggling and you're mourning, about something. I mean, it's well, I don't want. I guess I won't mention names without your permission, but we've had some some management and executives deal with loss of family members recently, and we're able to mourn with them, and to offer comfort. And I know our drivers experience the same things, and we want to be able to to share in happiness, but also mourn and offer comfort, to those that are struggling as well. So just share things with us, okay? And we'll try to do a better job of sharing, as well. But we just want to bridge that gap better. Let me X real quickly. Um, Okay, yeah, JD talks about she's talked about fuel additives and her forecast, as well. Um, so anyway, my last question, for you is, you know, um, I mean, I'm sure you've seen our advertising. You hear John and Vonda's ads. If you're not making the money, that you feel like you should be, that you hear, us talking about, call me. Okay. I mean, and I'll tell you why. I mean, you can call your DM. You can call JD. You can call others. But call me. I mean, and we'll break it down. And you can either say, hey, it's our fault that you're not making the money that you should be, or I'll explain to you why, it's things that in your control, whether you're an owner operator or a company driver, we'll break down and say, hey, this is what our high end, drivers make. If you ever wonder, why you're not making that figure, call me. Okay. And I'm happy to have those conversations with you, there. So, Devlin, your son's 1 year anniversary joining the military army is coming up February 3rd. That's awesome. Thank you, to you, your sacrifice and his, service, that's awesome. Let us know, as much as you can, I mean, it's, where he's posted and those kind of things. So anyway, I don't see any other questions or comments, there. So this will be short and sweet. 15 minutes is okay. But everybody, thank you. Be careful, be safe, be healthy. And, we appreciate all of you. Thank you.